best ADD moment, though?
Wait, hold on. Save it. Are we recording?
I just started rolling.
Okay, great. Okay.
So what was the best ADD moment?
Kim's best ADD moment was in the middle of hosting Love Fucks, a comedy dating show 2 nights ago, when she just paused and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm hosting." When it all got
the
silent.
show was going so the show was going so hot too. Everybody was into it. Everyone's laughing hard. They're all having a good time, and then
It's like, contestant 5, great job.
great job. And I'm genuinely having so much fun. If you guys haven't heard of, okay, so me and Hormoz have a show together. It's called Love Fucks, a comedy dating show. And it's where we have comedians come and try to impress a person that they're trying to date who's blindfolded. So the person who they're trying to date.
One date prize.
And it is always a prize. It's always a hot woman or man. Or they.
Or they, yeah.
It's always a hot person.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're always trying to like impress them. And then the first round, they do stand up, a couple minutes of stand up. The second round, they answer a question. The third round, they do final pleas, which is begging. And in between each of these rounds, more and more people are getting cut. So it's getting smaller and more intimate. Yeah. And you get to really know the personalities of the people. It's a great fucking show. Yeah. We've done it like 4 or 5 times. More. And it's we've done it like what, 7 or 8 times?
8 times, yeah.
Yeah. And the room's been completely packed every time we do it.
Yeah.
It gets packed like old roast battles, and it's so fun. And
now we have bucket spots, and those bucket spots went good.
Yeah.
Those was fun.
Those were awesome.
Yeah.
Those were really awesome. And we're gonna bring the show to Austin.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some in LA. We might bring it to New York. We might do a little tour of it because we can really do it all around the country. But
it's so much fun. I love every time I go to it.
It's so fun, and it's like it's so fun. I can't believe it's mine. Sometimes I'm like, how?
I've had people tell me, they're like, "Hey, I've watched," like people who come a lot. They're like, "I've watched a lot of stand up," and they're like, "This is kind of like, I'm kind of tired of watching stand up, but I love watching this show."
It still has stand up. It's still funny. There's like
but the people who do the best are like just on the spot, being wild. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that happened when we were. And I host the show. Hormoz's. We brought like a judging element to it, where we have a love panel, a love column panel. Yeah. And Hormoz does that with a few other comedians. Yeah. And I forgot. I really just was so into it. I forgot. I just fucking got so into it.
That was such a big laugh.
I forgot I was hosting, and I was smiling along, and then there was a moment where I went, the room got quiet, and I looked, and everybody was looking at me, and I was like, oh, I'm hosting. And it was so genuine.
So funny.
And it made me believe in my own ADD.
No, for sure.
Sometimes I think I'm just dramatic about everything, but I think I do have a little bit.
For sure you have ADD. You have a touch of the tism that we found. We've tested, we found.
We don't know. I still haven't been to a doctor.
Yeah,
it's only from my friend's hints and some online tests.
Definitely have, I'd say, at least 4 or 5 times more tism than I do, which is pretty tight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I 4x your tism.
Yeah. You thought I was going to have some tism when I took that test.
I thought you were going to be off the charts, my brother. I thought you were going to the moon, so to speak.
You're like, he collects basketball cards. How can he not be autistic?
He's obsessed with things and facts. That's like, isn't that autism? Being obsessed with facts? Nope,
Apparently
that's just
not.
Going to Berkeley. You might not be autistic. You might have just went to Berkeley. But yeah, wait, let's do an intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Congdon Takeover. I'm your host, Kim Congdon, here with one of my best friends, one of the funniest comedians I know, the co-host of the Love Fucks comedy dating show. He has his own podcast, The Dogs of Browntown, and he's the fucking best. It's Hormoz Rashidi.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a good night. We played Mafia.
Yeah, we played. There were some good Mafia games.
So good.
Yeah.
Nothing hits like the Mafia that we played during COVID, though.
That was the best.
When it was just you really were so grateful to just have people around.
Yeah.
And now I could do without them for another couple of years.
and honestly, like back then, the game was smaller, so less people knew about it. There was less people around, and it was just perfect size. Now it's like everybody smells Mafia around, and the game becomes 20-something people.
I think people are playing Mafia all over the country at this point. It's spread.
Yeah.
And I think we started it.
I think
Omid came by.
Omid mentioned it to us, and we're influencers. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I got over 2,700 followers. So.
Over 2,700. That's not 27,000. 2,700.
Over 2,700.
He has 2,701 followers. This is one of my best friends. He has 2,701 followers. He's also an incredible writer. He was a writer for the Tom Brady roast.
Oh,
let's not forget that was
the best,
dude.
That was the best night.
That was it.
That was so fun.
That was a really good night. I really broke it down on this podcast already, but we had a good night.
Such a good night.
And I'm so jealous you ate your whole charcuterie and I didn't. Still, I'm still thinking about that.
That was crazy. They took that shit away real quick. Who did they think was gonna eat that shit? The empty tables that they were serving. Yeah.
I would have gone, you know what? I would have
gone around and eaten so many
I would
tables.
have gone around and grabbed a trash bag and said, fill up a trash bag.
You're carrying a trash bag around the after party?
With my heels. Going, I wrote for this. With a trash bag of brie and charcuterie.
Oh my God, that's such white trash shit. You in the after party walking around.
Yeah, but when we got home and I emptied out that bong and got into the table for me and you and all of our friends, you would have said,
fuck yeah, dog.
Exactly. You would have said, fuck yeah, dog. So I'm glad we fucking did it.
Yeah, that was so fun, man.
And it's really cool that we're doing the dating show because you mention every time we do it that I introduce you and Angie. Mm-hmm. And now we have a show about introducing people. And Lenny and Zach came back, the winners of the last episode of the dating show. You can win, too. On the last round, if the girl picks, there's two guys left, or the prize picks the two people left. And if she picks the same people as the audience chose,
we pay for their date.
We pay for their date. So there is like winners and losers. And Lenny showed up last night pregnant, so.
Yeah. Follow the Comedy Dating Show Instagram.
Hell yeah.
And we'll have clips and stuff of their dates. We'll have clips and stuff of the past shows.
Yeah, it's a really great show, and I don't really push anything like that. Xavier, you've seen it.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I don't know, like the Belly Room always has the funnest shows in town. And then it's cool. Like I remember watching you guys, like I remember when Hormoz worked here. I remember seeing you hang out, and you guys were like a part of the show. Now you guys have your own. I think that's cool.
Now we're growing up having our own little shows.
Adulthood.
We're still doing acid and mushrooms in the back.
Oh, I can't wait to go to Joshua Tree too.
It's gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be so fun.
We're going to Joshua Tree again. We always have fun when we camp.
Yeah, but we're not camping.
Okay.
Right,
it's in the woods. We're glamping.
We're staying at a house in Joshua Tree. We're living it up.
Okay, it's not camping, but anytime I'm in Joshua Tree, I consider it camping. I don't know why. It is not camping at all. We're going to an Airbnb in Joshua
Tree.
We
have running water, bathrooms.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
fine.
Camping.
You're right.
We're having a good time.
But we're having a good time, and you know what else has a good time? Camping.
It's true.
So there's some similarities.
That's true.
To what we're doing.
And we should plan a camping trip in Austin too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Austin's got great places.
That'd be really fun. It's so crazy. Well, I think we might have talked about this last time, but Hormoz we used to live together because Hormoz's fiance, by the way, they're engaged. Used to be my roommate.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of a life hack, actually. It's like if you start dating a girl who has an apartment, you can sneak in and start living there if you smoke out and are cool with the roommates.
Yeah. All he did was smoke enough weed, and we were like, I guess he could stay. At this point, he was paying what I was paying and half my rent in weed. You just spend less money on weed.
That shit was crazy too, because you were living in a living room. Mm-hmm. And I remember we were just fucking so much, and you were like,
I was like, can you guys stop? Fucking like you're filming it for an OnlyFans, like fucking because like you want me to hear, It's like at one point, it's like I understand letting a whimpering slip every once or during the orgasm. Take 30 seconds. Go ahead.
But we
they
had
were
that
full
dropper.
on.
We had that dropper of acid that we were just doing.
They were just doing acid and fucking like the apartment was rumbling. It was disturbing. I'd be in the living room trying to have some sleep. You know how hard it is to sleep in there already. People in and out all day.
Yeah, and I remember you.
How many times do you need to check the mail? Huh?
And then I remember you were like, can you guys stop? I just want to like have some peace and be able to relax in my apartment. So then we started fucking in the car. We started like going off and fucking in the car. And then you were like,
No, I would see it. One time I came home. I came home, and because you guys are my friends too, so they would stop fucking in the house. I'm like, there's a middle ground to this, you guys. Like, you can go make love, for a while. I'll listen to that. It was just smacking, and like I'd hear Angie on the ceiling, and there'd be sounds.
I don't know how you do it.
There'd be sounds of duct tape ripping. Hormoz is crying. It was like a lot.
Yeah,
and
it was very good.
And then,
you don't cry?
And then at one point, I look out the window. I'm making dinner. I look out the window. I see them outside of his Honda Accord, both sitting on the trunk of it, having a meal together outside. And I remember calling him like, "You guys, come inside. Come on in." Like a mom forgiving her children.
Like, honestly, I'd rather have you guys do it under my roof.
That's how I felt. I was like, it's dangerous just fucking on the side of the road like that. What if you get T-boned?
I found out if you get caught fucking now in a car, you have to go door to door and tell people that you have like a sex crime. Like when you move, you're on that list. Like,
sorry, I'm hot. I wanted to let you know I'm really hot. I do hot things.
I fucked in a car.
I
gotta go door to door and let everybody know I fucked in a car.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's how I would go to every door. That was how I would go to every door. Isn't that nuts?
But then people are gonna think you fucked kids. They're gonna be like,
I would be like literally no kids involved.
Look, here's the paperwork.
Here's
the
paper.
What I did. Yeah, you just go around. You have to tell.
I'd film the cops saying, "Seriously, this is no children." See,
I got a video.
Officer Tooney said no. Officer Tooney, that's such a good name for a cop. But yeah, dude, that would fucking suck. I guess you were almost a pedophile.
If I'd been arrested. Mm-hmm. But no, I wasn't.
But luckily, Andrew turned 18 a few years ago. So we're all good.
I've never fucked an underage person, even when I was underage.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really missed out.
I missed my window.
That's funny as fuck.
No, there's a window where you can fuck underage people. It's when you're underage.
This is my impression of Hormoz realizing that in his room one day. Fuck!
Oh, damn it!
Oh, who used to have a joke? Oh, Lewis used to have a joke saying that he remembers fingering his first girl when he was 15. And he's like, I can still smell it, which is weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe that's why I'm not a pedophile, because I don't have any sexual stuff attached to children.
To children. Me neither. I started having sex when I was 17. I did get my first blowjob with a condom on at 13, though.
With a condom on?
I was safe. I was a safe girl.
It sounds like you were
it wasn't 13.
Learning how to be a whore.
It was like 15.
You're like, we got to have condoms on and you have to pay me after.
I was less of a high schooler and more of a street worker at that point.
You're like, no, I'll do it.
Dude, the first boy I ever dated, he was bad news. Well, he was a nice boy, but his parents were bad news, and eventually he turned into bad news.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you can judge people based off their parents usually.
Yeah.
You know,
but you know what?
Roughly.
But you know what's really sad is when you know them and you're like, he could have been a great person. Mm-hmm. He is a great person deep down inside, you know, them to their core. But then those parents will fuck your ass up.
Yeah.
They'll come in and they're like pit bulls. If you have one, be careful. It might turn on you one day.
Yeah, I think most people's psychological damage is probably done by their parents.
Probably. And school.
Yeah.
School's a big one, too.
Yeah.
I was at the water park yesterday. Yeah, I went to a water park. Yeah, I'm 33. Yeah, I enjoyed myself.
Raging Waters, baby.
Raging Waters, baby.
It's a great water park.
Dude, and you know what I did, which I've been doing lately, which feels so good? I went in a fully long-sleeved, covered-up one piece, like up to here, ugly, thick fabric. And
you
I
didn't have to worry about burning.
not worrying about burning. And most importantly, when you slide, nothing is, with the little triangle tops, everything comes out.
Mm-hmm.
The little thongs, your ass is out. I was like, wow. This is why Mormons feel above everyone else. I was like, when I got out of the water, I was like, look at me, holy. I never
You felt baptized when you landed?
In the piss water. Yeah, it felt good.
I mean, it is in San Dimas, St. Demas' city.
What?
San Dimas is the city.
Oh, yeah. What does that mean?
San Dimas means St. Demas.
Oh.
There must have been a Spanish guy named Demas. Right? Right? Doesn't that make sense?
I don't know.
Yeah, who cares? Named after the patron saint of Who Gives a Shit.
That's my ride right there. That's my ride. I don't want to talk too much about it because we're going to talk about it on the high extreme. That's my baby.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's my baby right
Just nice and slow. Go down for a long, slow ride.
Yeah, it is funny because we brought my boyfriend. He came with us. But remember the night before we left, he wasn't feeling very well? All right, people, warmer, sunnier days are calling. You need to fuel up with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto.
The keto one's amazing.
Oh, yeah, the keto one fucks. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? Guys, summer's coming up. We are all trying to fucking meal prep, get ready for the hot weather. And I think that Factor makes it a lot easier.
A lot easier so that you can spend more time outside enjoying that sun. I mean, they have 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week. And there's always new flavors to explore. You can crush your wellness goals this May with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Make your day delicious from breakfast to dessert. Stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Treat yourself to restaurant quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. I love the blackened salmon one.
I love the blackened salmon too, but I just had the shrimp.
Yeah.
The shrimp does not play.
Oh, I gotta try the shrimp.
It saves a lot of time. Yeah, keep your kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. So much time saved. I hate cooking. It takes so long in the cleaning and the prepping. This is no shopping, no prepping, no cooking, no cleaning up. It's effortless for your lifestyle. You choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well-balanced meals.
And we get, I think it's 50% off.
Yep. Head to factormeals.com/thisbe50 and use code thisbe50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code thisbe50 at factormeals.com/thisbe50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is still active. Make sure you tell them this bitch sent you.
All right, let's get back into it.
Yeah.
And he did not feel well the whole night. Up until the next morning, he was up till like 6 a.m., sick as fuck. And then he really tried to push through and go to the water park, but he just couldn't. He was just laying out sleeping. And we left him in front of that slide, in front of the sign that said the Bermuda Triangle. And when I came back, he was gone. And I didn't see him for like 6 hours.
You're like, whoa, this is true.
That's it. There
That's so funny. I remember we had our graduating from elementary school party.
Okay.
At Raging Waters.
That's sick as fuck.
And it was so fun. It was a bunch of schools all took buses there for a whole day, and it was one of the best times ever. We did all the rides. And then I remember at the end, we had like only a little bit of time left, and the lines were too long to get on. So we started going on the kid ones over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
But then there was like lifeguards there who were like trying to stop us because we were too tall.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one guy who was like, he kept saying, "You're all too tall. You're all too tall." And then we just kept doing it and screaming, "You're all too tall. You're all too tall." We were such pieces of shit.
Oh, that's fun.
They just didn't have enough lifeguards to stop us from running to another one.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, we had a good childhood. Orange County.
Yeah. I remember when an Indian woman threw rocks at me and my cousin.
At Raging Waters?
No.
Just in a different situation one day. You're just an Indian woman started throwing rocks at you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
What was the cause?
I think my cousin was doing something bad. He was mischievous. I don't know what he did, but I remember feeling like I must have been like 7.
You were in the crossfire.
And he was 8. I remember feeling like I got caught up in his shit, but I didn't know how to explain that.
Yeah.
Like, how did I get caught up in this?
Yeah.
And she was throwing rocks at us, and he was like laughing and running. I don't know what he did to her. He was bad. He might have went up and pulled her hair and ran away. He was bad. He was bad.
No, it had to be worse than that if she's throwing rocks at children.
If an 8-year-old child came and pulled my hair and ran away, like a little shit,
you would throw a rock at him?
Maybe. If I was a woman from another country.
I wouldn't. I would catch up to him because I have longer strides, and then I would trip him by kicking his back foot against his other and let him hit the ground, and then I'd laugh and walk away.
Seems like you've specifically done this to a child.
Here's what you do.
Here's what you do. And then I tell little Nicholas, that's what you get.
I just, I'm good at giving advice.
Dude, one time when we were little, we had year passes to Disney because we lived an hour away.
Same.
And my mom and her sister used to bring both their kids. So my cousins would come and me and my sisters would go. My sister was probably 3 or 4 at this point, and we were on the Jaws ride with my cousin. And when we got off the ride, they said you might get splashed during this ride in the beginning. We were like, whoa. And then when we got off.
Studios.
Yeah. And yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Then it was. No, but
Jaws
Winnie the Pooh was there.
You guys probably just went to both on that trip. Right?
It was the same day. It was the same day. Are they next to each other?
I think they're 2 separate places.
Okay, maybe it wasn't Jaws, but maybe it was a water ride.
Something that got you
It was a water ride. Maybe that's what I'm getting confused. Because Winnie the Pooh was there and all the Disney characters were there. It was Disney. And so we got off the water ride and my cousin goes like, I did get wet. And we're like, we didn't. And we look over, my sister had peed her pants and peed all over him. And then he realized it was pee. But before this,
I did get wet.
But before this, I had dared him. Okay, so I was kind of bad too. And at this point, he was 8. This is when he was the worst. I had dared him, or he told me, you dare me to punch Winnie the Pooh when we take a picture with him. Because my older cousin had done it years prior, and he was like the cool cousin. And they're like, do you want me to take... I remember him, and my cousin was funny. I remember him getting like, do you want me to live on the family tradition? Like he was like 8 years old and being funny about it. And I was like, yeah, thinking he would never do it. I don't know why. And I swear to God, he punched Pooh. We waited in line forever. It must have been 98 degrees out. It was the hottest day ever. And the picture that came out was me, my aunt, my little sister, and my cousin, and his fist doing this in the midair, about to hit Pooh. Like his fist is blurry in the picture. And I remember he punched him, thinking that nothing would happen. But then Pooh kind of like took it, kind of went like this, kneeled like he was seriously injured, and then went inside this trailer behind him and didn't come out. And then all the families that had been waiting for hours were like basically booing my cousin, which had just turned on him, where he was like, fuck, I'm a villain. And then my mom and my aunt, who...
That's awesome. That's the move that they teach you, probably.
What?
Is because they get hit all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah, just
so
go
they probably
inside.
teach you that, like, act like it really hurt, even if it didn't. Mm-hmm. Make the audience members who've been waiting complain to the family who just did this to them, and have that family deal with it. Genius.
But you know what? We grew up with different kind of moms. You would think that he'd make them go apologize. They're like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
So my mom's, and so then we go on that water rides, and my sister pees on him immediately right after that. So everyone's already mad at him. Then he gets pissed on immediately. So then, as punishment, my mom and my aunt made him go buy Winnie the Pooh pants. And he was fucking pissed. And then we told him that security was looking for him. So the whole time, anytime we saw security, we'd be like, hide, and kind of fucked with him the whole day.
That's great.
And that's how my cousin punched Pooh.
That's tight.
Yeah. I'll look for the picture. Xavier.
That girl just got really badly hurt, maybe, though.
Yeah.
Because it's a little girl.
A girl, tiny girl inside of Pooh.
Just dying of heat exhaustion.
There's a girl in every Pooh.
In Florida. Just humid as fuck in this thing.
Dude, sucks. Just punched by some shitty kid. With spiked hair.
Where's he now?
He's in Florida. He's got 3 children. He's one of the best people I know. He's the nicest guy ever. He does still, I killed one of his baby birds one time.
You should find out if his kids have punched Pooh since.
They haven't. He has the best kids. He has like the most polite kids ever. I could tell you right now they haven't. But I would love to see if they've punched poo.
Yeah, somebody should.
Somebody should. I should tell the son he has to punch poo. No matter how good he is, it's like this tradition must live on.
Yeah.
You have to punch poo. It was really weird. Like 2 years ago, 2 years ago on Thanksgiving, it was the first time me and my cousins, who I grew up with, like playing with in the yard, we were all at the same Thanksgiving together. We all live in different states, all at the same time. They had all their kids. And then we were the adults playing with the kids in the yard. They were like chasing. And we remember when we'd chase the adults and like the ones that would play with us and stuff. It was just very fucking weird. Very weird.
And it's like, it feels like it went by so fast when you look back at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, time is crazy like that.
Time is fucked, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like her. I don't like her. But yeah, we've known each other for fucking a minute, dog. When you used to give me rides in your green Honda Accord.
Civic. But yeah.
Oh, Honda Civic.
Yeah, that piece of shit. That car was such a piece of shit.
Yeah. You always had a different Honda.
I had, at first I had a green, like the one that I had for most of the time.
Dark green,
Dark green. And it kept overheating.
Yeah, it'd always overheat, and you'd have to bring like a jar of water with you.
Yeah, to like add fluid to it. It was just constantly leaking fluid. And dude, one time we were like running late to a show.
I remember this.
And we pulled over and it was overheating, and I was like, we gotta get going. So, and they tell you, never open a hot radiator. If you pop that thing open, hot liquid is going to spew out and you might get really badly burnt. They tell you that. But I don't know. We were high as shit, running late to a show. I don't know. I wasn't thinking right. So I, with a towel on it, right, just opened it.
I remember this. And we were both standing outside.
We were both standing in front of it. It exploded. We jumped away, right?
Yeah.
And then we like, somehow,
it exploded everywhere. It was like a volcanic eruption from the car.
But somehow, miraculously, we didn't get hit.
Not a drop. And we looked around, you can see it all around us, like all on the ground, almost circling us. It behind us, like
somehow we ducked it.
I know.
I don't know. And then we put the fluid in, closed it, and got to the show in time. That was crazy, though. I think about that. Sometimes I think I'm like, is this a simulation? Was that like we were supposed to get burnt, but we didn't?
They're like, that's not what I want my character to do.
Yeah, because I was like, there's a version of that story where we're both disfigured badly from that.
We have matching disfigurations.
It's like,
dude, that would suck.
Yeah, it's like bonded for life, though. It's like, what's that from?
I'm like, how's your head feel? Yeah. How's your burn doing?
Like, we both are missing a patch of hair
in the same spot. It would be so much better for you than me, though.
Yeah, I'm already missing.
You're a dude too. It's like you could be bald.
Yeah.
I'm glad nothing happened. That was fucked up.
That was fucked up. We had some fucked ups, but then I got I got Angie a Civic. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And then I got the CRVs. Yeah. I've had a lot of Hondas. Hondas are great.
Yeah. And then you had the one that got smashed when we went to a club. That was so crazy. We don't really go out and go to bars together or anything. And we all decide to go to a bar. You drive. Everyone's dancing, having a good time. I think we go get food after.
Yeah, we went to like a truck.
Which maybe would have been the reason we weren't sitting in it at the time. Who knows when I got hit?
I think it was gone earlier. When I got the police report and stuff, it was all done hours earlier.
Oh, okay. But and we came back and we couldn't find the fucking car. The car's just gone. We were looking drunk, walking around,
like,
thinking we lost
the car where I parked?
For an hour. And then I look and I go, wait, there's shards of a car. Remember? I go, look on the ground, and there's little pieces, and we're like, this looks like pieces of your car. It was like one little paint chip.
No, I remember looking for the car and not finding it.
And we walked back to the spot again, and I said, look, there's stuff on the ground. And that's when you called.
No, I called.
Or someone called.
I called the tow yard, and they said that there was no car there. We called the cops. They said they had nothing about it. And then the next, like when it was like 6 a.m., I called the tow yard again, and they were like, oh, yeah, we do have that. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, cool. And then I went to go pick up the car. And it's just completely smashed like an accordion. And I'm like, what happened? They're like, nah, I don't know. You gotta pay for it and take the car out. And they just dumped it right outside of their building. And then I had to sell it to a salvage yard and have them come pick it up and shit. And
what a nightmare
it was. But I ended up making money off of it.
Yeah.
Because So like it wasn't that bad, but I just loved that car. We had so many Joshua Tree trips in it. We went to like all these national parks in it. It was just like a sentimental car.
Yeah.
But
it had to go.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just
it didn't make
physical
R.I.P.
objects. Yeah.
What was its name?
The Moosh.
R.I.P. Moosh.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Yeah.
You had our back through some good times.
Yeah.
What else have we done?
Have we talked about Justin Beaver and seeing Justin Beaver?
I don't know. I think we might have. We talked
so
about
annoying.
it, and it's so annoying. It's honestly really annoying that people still talk about it. I think we did talk about it.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Justin Bieber and Billie Eilish? Billie Island? How we're big islanders?
I don't think I remember.
We went to Life is Beautiful Festival like 3 years ago with our friends, and me and Hormoz may or may not have been on acid. And truly, I mean, almost ended friendships with everyone we love, including his now fiance.
Yeah. I almost got into fights with so many people.
So many people.
But that's Young Thug.
Don't go see Young Thug on acid. You want to get into fights.
If you're not ready to fight, don't go see Young Thug on acid at all.
No.
Because I might be there.
Because Hormoz might be there, and if you're a 15-year-old girl, watch out.
No, the thing is, it was like this dumb bitch was trying to fucking cut to the front. And she was like, I'm looking for my daughter. I'm like, you're a fucking liar, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, no, you're not. And I'm talking shit to her.
But we were actually extra salty because we had just got. Because one guy just cut us by going like, I'm looking for a phone. Is there a phone up there?
Yeah.
And he did that, and we let it go. And then a second person tried it, and we're like,
nah,
that's a scam.
Yeah, it's like, nah,
so
that
we were
ain't
already
working,
pissed
dog. Yeah.
that we got a couple times.
Yeah.
You know the people, they try to get to the front of the concert.
Yeah, and on acid, I'm so... on weed, I'm just chill, relaxed. On acid, I'm like fucking.
Well, it was also a different
angry.
situation. It was like we went to Young Thug and we were at the back of the concert essentially like an hour and a half before, and then by the time it started we look back and we're in the middle suddenly because the rest of the field has filled up. So and then it starts getting like when it's getting close to starting, everyone's pushing up and it's getting like a little Astro World.
Yeah, you gotta worry about that.
You can start feeling like this weird pressure of there's like too many people out here, there's not enough people working. I start going in my head like, what if something happens? We're fucked in here. Like
and that's why I just kept I'm like people aren't squishing me.
And the only thing that wasn't compressing us was the fact that Morgan had a giant motorized wheelchair that he had at the festival.
Do you remember when he just destroyed that bathroom?
I don't even know if we could say that.
I think we can. It's the statute of limitations.
They're still paying for it, I think.
There was a stall in the men's bathroom that, because he didn't have control over his electric scooter.
Our friend
thing.
Morgan got hit by an Uber.
Yeah, he got hit by an Uber and had to be in an electric scooter.
Yeah.
And then him trying to get into the bathroom, he thrusted into a stall, breaking the door into the stall. Now, nobody was in there, thank God, or else a huge wooden spear would have gone through them while they were taking a shit.
Yeah.
But no, nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt. It ended up being okay, but it really was crazy to see your friend almost murder someone with a motorized scooter. It's not the weapon you would think that Morgan would take a guy out with.
Yeah, that was insane. What a fun trip, though.
But yeah, we were on acid. We were bothering our friends. And then we kept fucking with people.
Yeah.
And we kept going, oh, did you guys see that Justin Bieber is here?
Yeah.
But we kept saying Beaver.
Yeah.
And so people would get really excited and we go, where? Or they kind of mishear us. They go, who? And we go, Justin Bieber. And they'd get pissed.
Yeah, they get mad.
And we go, what? We're big Beavers. And we kept doing things like that. But we kind of used the Justin Bieber one. It
was repetitive.
It got people every time.
Yeah.
The whole group would turn around looking for Justin Bieber at this music festival.
But our friends were always around, so they were so annoyed by the end.
And at one point, they all turned around and they just went, stop! Like, I remember one of our friends' faces was all red and he was shaking, and Angie looked like she had tears in her eyes. And they were just done with us.
They were done with us.
And we quietly get in the elevator right after they yelled at us really loud. None of it. We've been friends for over a decade. They've never yelled like this at us before. And then we get True anger, like they're done. They don't want us on this trip anymore, being so annoying. And then we get in the elevator and it's silent. And I look at Hormoz and I go, "Did you hear that Billie Island's here?" And Hormoz goes, "I'm a huge Islander." And no one laughed.
They're so mad.
No one laughed. I'm like, how do you guys not laugh at that? That's so funny. And they were done. They still talk about it today. Like they talk about it like we like molested them.
Yeah, that's their 9/11. That's their Vietnam.
Yeah, they fucking hate it, dude.
Yeah.
It's so fun to fuck with your friends.
It is. It's the best.
You fucked with Sarah. You left the alarm on her phone.
That's a great prank.
That's a good one.
Oh,
You know, after that, my boyfriend turned off Siri.
Because he didn't want to get got.
Yeah.
The prank is, for people who don't know, if people have Siri on, you can say, "Hey Siri, set an alarm for 4 a.m. to suck my own dick." And then
At 4 a.m. it'll say, "Suck my own dick."
Yeah.
Or you could just go, "Suck my dick
wife."
from Hormoz.
Yeah.
You know.
Or you could say, "It's 4 a.m. Leave my wife and kids," and then it goes off, and your wife sees it. You're like, "What?" Earl, I did it too, and he hit me up and was like, "Are you a lunatic? Who texts somebody at 4 a.m?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't text you. I set an alarm for it to go off. I'm not gonna wake up at 4 a.m. to do that to you." And then he's like, "Oh, that's genius."
How did he confuse it with a call?
It's 4 a.m. He's just he was like out of it. He just like looked and thought he got a text from me.
Dude.
Yeah. But what about speaking of pranks, Haley got a little prank from her guy.
Oh yeah, my sister.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's true. My sister has like a long distance boyfriend, and she was like all mad at him. She was like, "I've been trying to call him all day. His phone was off for 4 hours." And she was like, and she's Puerto Rican, so she's going off. She's like, "He told me that he didn't have service. If you don't have service, it goes on and off. It still rings. It doesn't go to voicemail when you don't have service. It rings. You just don't get the call. I looked it up." So she's like catching him in all these lies, and she's like, "I don't think he's telling the truth." She's like, I think he's lying. She didn't like call his phone. She's like, "Look, voicemail again." And she's like spinning in circles in the living room. And at one point, while she's complaining about him, he calls me. And I go, "He's calling me." And his phone had been off for her. So then I pick up the phone and I go, "Hey," and it's on speaker. My sister's watching. He goes, "Hey, am I on speaker?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Can you take me off speaker for a second?"
So shady.
And I take it off speaker and I look at my sister and I go, "I'll tell you what he says." And I go to the phone and I go, "Hello?" And he goes, "Hey, I'm coming to surprise Haley in 30 minutes. Like, I'm on my way in an Uber."
That's why for 4 hours his phone's been off.
Yeah, he's been on a plane trying to surprise her. He's like, "So can you just give me the gate code to get in? Blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, and don't tell her about this." I'm like, "Okay." So now I hang up and she's just staring at me. And she's like, "What did he say?" And I'm like, "I don't know. He just said he's been trying to call you and you're not answering." She's like, "That's so weird. You just saw us talk on the phone." And now I'm kind of lying to where now it looks weird that he's called me.
She's catching you in lies?
Yeah, she's catching me in this lie. And now she's like, "Why is my boyfriend calling you when he's not calling me?" And I'm blocked, apparently. And I'm like, "I don't know, dude." And she's like, "I'm going to call him and ask him why he called you." And I'm like, "No." Like in a movie, I'm like, "No. Give him a minute to maybe catch himself in a lie. And then you can double down and really get evidence." I'm like just saying anything.
What does that even mean?
And she's like, "What are you talking about? Why did he call you?" Now I feel like I fucked him. So it's like this whole thing where I feel like I'm caught in this lie and I'm a bad person. And I'm like, "What is going on?" So then I'm texting him, "Can you hurry?" And then hi. And she's looking at me texting, like, is she texting him? You know? And I'm like, "Can you hurry?" She's pissed. And I'm like, "You idiot. You should have just texted me and been like, 'I'm on my way. What's the code?' Not called me and been like, 'Can you take me off speaker?'"
Who does that? What? That's so dumb. And he's like a millennial, right? Or Gen Z.
Young.
No,
Yeah,
he's young.
he's young.
Like, he should be texting. Who calls? That's like old people shit.
Some people can't be sneaky.
Yeah.
You ever met someone that just can't lie or be sneaky? That's the best fucking kind of shit. But yeah, I was so glad when he came through the door. I was like, "See? Your sister loves you."
What was the reaction? Amazing.
She cried. She was upset. because she had been so mad at him all day.
That suddenly being supposed to be excited and happy.
She was, I think, just relieved that he wasn't cheating on her. And then when it was something sweet, it probably overwhelmed her.
And she couldn't be as mad as she wants to be because she's supposed to. So she's like...
It might have been a similar feeling to thinking your man died in the war and then he shows back up.
Yeah, the end of Castaway when he showed, and Helen Hunt's like, I've moved on.
I am fucking another. I have a child, dude. He didn't come back.
In her mind, she's like, I'm breaking up with him. He's putting me through this bullshit. And then as soon as he's there and it's sweet, she's like,
I don't know, because if my husband left and he was on an island for 4 years and I got remarried and he came back to me,
and he'd been on an island the whole time.
Not fucking anyone. As a jealous girl, I'd be like, he wasn't even fucking other women.
He's like, were there any coconuts on this island?
Every time you see a coconut at the grocery store together, she's just whore.
You see tropical fruits.
You're disgusted. The wife's disgusted. They can't have smoothies together anymore.
Yeah. He's fucking a pineapple.
Don't even look at fish in the tank, dude. You know your fish was sucking off your husband for about 3 of those 4 years. It took him a year to figure it out, but he found the right fish.
He's like, it turns out it's actually an eel.
Ew. They can't even have sushi together. She gets pissed. But I don't know. If I had a husband and then my other husband came back and he had been on an island and he had survived and he had found a way to eat food and fish, and I'd be like, oh, you survived an island?
And then the husband that you're with now, you know, how would you tell him?
I'd say you both have to be my husband now.
All right. Hell yeah. Reverse Mormon.
Reverse Mormon. It's not my fault. This is God's doing.
Yeah. If God didn't intend this, why would he put him on an island and then bring him back?
And bring him back to our happy life where he could join our happy life. Why would we have an extra bedroom? Rick.
Rick.
Why would we do this, Rick? So yeah, I'd have 2 husbands and a baby. They should do Castaway 2, where he's living as a cuck in his own home.
That's a TV show.
That's a TV show.
He becomes a cuck in his own home.
That's a funny TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
the TV show could be called Back from Castaway. It's just this guy that has to move in with his wife after he's been fucking coconuts for 4 years.
She catches him like jerking off to a volleyball.
Yeah. Wilson, you're gay? It's not the fact that it's a volleyball. It's the fact that it's a volleyball named Wilson. I wonder if that made him a little gay. He was on the island with Wilson for so long. He had to have developed feelings for it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's not based on a true story, is it?
No.
Castaway?
No.
Has there anybody been stranded on an island for years that came back?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Recently? Any recent stranded people? Every time I go to a beach, even as an adult woman, I pretend I'm stranded on an island and that I have to survive. I play that for at least an hour.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is very fun. And I actually got caught by a fan last week at the beach while I was playing Island, and it was really embarrassing. I had this huge thing of seaweed, and I was building a hammock that I was going to relax in during my survival stay. And I thought this dude was coming up to me to be like, dude, that's sick seaweed. And I was holding it up like this. And he's like, Kim Congdon, I need a picture. And I had to slowly put the seaweed down and be like, oh yeah, sorry. He was like, oh, I don't want to invade your privacy. He saw I was being weird and like playing pretend. Nothing worse than getting caught playing pretend by a fan. What is this? What were we talking about?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at people are actually stranded on a.
Yeah, but this is some old shit when they didn't have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, this almost like 1700.
Yeah, I want to see a what's a modern name now? I want to see a Nevaeh who came up from an island, who got lost on an island and came through. I don't know if there is. How long do you think you'd make it?
Oh no, it depends on the island, but
Castaway Island.
If there's fruit and stuff, I think I would do okay.
How long? How long would you have? You think you could stay 4 years?
Yeah.
You can become a mountain man. Dude, you're back on that bamboo.
It would hurt so much.
It would hurt so much.
Yeah,
How would you even hunt for food? It might be better, actually.
I would just be eating. But yeah, I'd lose so much weight.
You'd be so skinny.
If you have like a spear, you could try and
now you're swimming all the time. That might
exerting
be
energy.
You might need a deserted.
Maybe
I've actually never met anyone who needs to be deserted on an island more. You need to stretch your spine out and spearfish. Get in there.
Yeah.
Give me the chiropractor.
Yeah.
Castaway.
It'd be funny if like at the end of Castaway he walks up on Epstein's house and it was just on Epstein's island the whole time. He could have just looked around. There's people kid fucking right around the corner.
The whole time he thought it was goats crying. It was children. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, Hormoz.
I mean, Tom Hanks was there.
On the island?
Wasn't he?
I think he was in the logs.
Yeah.
But I don't think being on the island or on the plane necessarily means that's like, dude, we're comedians. We've associated with we've been around D'Elia, probably on the same shows. That's like people being like, Hormoz was on a show with D'Elia. He must diddle kids too.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I do. But no, it's like kind of like that, where it's like some people might have been like, dude, Epstein's, imagine if some people were like, he's having a thing. Yeah. You don't know who he is, and I don't know.
Yeah.
There's got to be a couple that are on the list.
We got to trust at least Tom Hanks. We can't lose Tom Hanks.
I don't want to lose Tom Hanks.
Yeah, we can't lose Tom Hanks.
I don't want to lose my baby, Tom Hanks.
It's not recorded on the log flights. Is that what it said?
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's saying that they proved that it was a fabrication.
Okay.
And how much did he pay for this article to come out? That's what I want to know. I think he misled it. But yeah, dude.
The word of his son, Bumbaclot.
Love Chet Hanks. From Chet Hanks. It's his Christmas card to his family.
For him to have like a wigger, wankster son is so crazy.
I love it.
It's so funny.
I want to have him on this podcast, but I think he charges like $4,000. If we raise $4,000, we can have Chet Hanks on this podcast,
you guys.
We should. I actually did. I was trying to raise money to get Chet Hanks on my stream. And I think there was $80 donated to the. So we're already $80 out of the $4,000 if we want to raise a Chet Hanks pod fund. But there's a lot of other things I could spend $4,000 on as well.
Yeah. But if the fans want it,
make
the GoFundMe.
The fans gonna get it. Maybe we could make Castaway with Chet Hanks.
You want to make that movie? Fund it.
You guys want to see Cuckaway with Chet Hanks? You better fund me my $4,000.
Chet Hanks plays his dad's role when he gets back.
Cuckaway.
If anybody could play it, it's him.
It's him. He's a fucking genius.
He can play a black guy. He can do anything.
He's already acting.
Yeah.
That's so funny. All right, Hormoz, that's our podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. That was quick as fuck, dude. I'm excited to go hang after this, probably. And where can people find you?
I'm at Not Hormones on social media, and check out Dogs of Browntown podcast. And I'll be end of June. I'll be in Arizona at the House of Comedies, and I'll be in Minnesota and Plano, Texas in July.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow Hormoz. He's one of my closest friends and one of the funniest people I know. Love you too, dog. And check me out. The Kim Congdon this one. This Bitch podcast, the Sarah Wineshank, Childless MILF on YouTube, Magic Prank Show on Netflix. KimCongdon.com for show dates. Thank you to Baby Zaves. Thanks to Comedy Store Studios, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye. Baby Zaves.